Okay, this will be the last video for this worksheet. Example 7. Now, you have to find the gradient of the line passing through each of the following pair of points. 2, 1, 6, 3 for part A. So you have your x-coordinate of this 2 points passing these 2 points. So what it means is that you have two reference points, 1 and 2. It doesn't matter which is 1, which is 2, because in the end your calculation is going to be the same. You're going to get the same answer. So let's try. If I want to find the gradient, I will need to take the rise divided by the run. So in this case, I want to look at the difference. Rise is a change in what? It's a change in y-axis. Run is a change in my x-axis. So I look at my y. If I label this as my first reference point and this is my second reference point, then I must be consistent. Okay, let's start from first. Let's do it from the first reference point to the second reference point. Let's look at my change in y. My y here is 1 and 3. So my change is from 1, I change to a 3. So it's 1 minus 3 over here. And then my change in y is 1 minus 3. And then my x is 2 to 6. So I change from 2 to 6. 2 minus 6. Okay. Maybe I use a different pen here. Just now I use green, so I'll use green also. So it's 2 to 6. So when I simplify it, I get that this is negative 2 over negative 4. And the negative sign can cancel out each other. I get 1 over 2 as my answer. So that's my gradient. Or you want to write 0.5 is also okay. Either one is fine. Alright, so can you try the second part? I'll pause for a little while for you to have an opportunity to pause the video also. Okay, so I hope you guys have tried. So this is also gradient, which is rise over run. You label which one you want to be your first or second reference point. Let me show you. If I label this as second reference point, this is my first reference point. It doesn't matter. You will end up with the same answer. Okay, your working will be slightly different from mine because you choose a different reference point, but you will arrive at the same answer as well. So rise is the change in y, the blue color. So I am going to take my first reference point number to minus my second reference point. So 3 minus 6. And this will be 0 minus negative 2. I need to put a bracket. Okay, because when you minus a negative number, you cannot just put minus minus. You have to put a bracket there. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3. 0 minus negative 2. Minus a negative number is double negative, so it becomes positive. So that's my answer. Or you can write it as negative 1.5 also can. Okay, so that is all for all the questions, exercises. Last part is some important information for you. Okay, so now we have horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal and vertical lines means a line that is exactly flat or exactly vertically upward. Okay, so let's look at these two lines. If it's 90 degree here, you see these two 90 degree, means that this line L5 is called a horizontal line. Okay, and the L6 is this horizontal, this is vertical. Okay, so y1, okay, what can you say about y1 and y2 for the coordinates here? What do you think are the number for y1 and y2? Okay, the y1 and y2 actually, y1 will be equals to y2. They are the same number because they are the same line that cuts through the same point here. So this point that they cut through maybe is 5, for example. Then my y1 will definitely be 5, y2 will also be 5 because it cuts the y-axis at the same point. So my rise is 0. I did not rise at all. Okay, from my first to second reference point, it's actually flat. You go across, it doesn't change anything. But my run, I increase x1 to x2. If you calculate it, actually the number increase. So therefore, the gradient of a horizontal line is actually 0. Okay, because rise over run, it doesn't matter what is my run as long as my rise is 0, 0 divided by anything is always a 0. Okay, so the gradient of any horizontal line is always a 0. Very important for you to memorize this. Now what can you say about x3 and x4? Let's look at x3 and x4. So it is a horizontal line that goes down and cuts here at a certain number. What do you think can happen to what do you think is the number for x3 and x4? They'll be equal. My rise would therefore be a positive number because the line looks like it's going up, but my run is always a 0 because I'm not running. Okay, it is like on the same spot, just up and down, right? It's not moving. For left and right, it doesn't move. So therefore, in a vertical line, the gradient, we call it undefined. Okay, we don't call it infinity. Okay, undefined because when you see rise over run, it doesn't matter what's your rise. If my run is a 0, can you divide anything by 0? No. So if my run is a 0, the number will become undefined. You can't key this into calculator. Okay, so that will be all for this submission for this worksheet. 16 August, Monday. Please complete.